We delve into a topic that is not only essential for pediatric care, but also one of the most emotionally charged and ethically demanding areas in medicine: child abuse. Why is this so critical? Because recognizing it can save a life, missing it can cost one. This topic is also a key component of the MCCQE1, so today we'll focus on three core objectives: understand the types of abuse, recognize the clinical signs, learn the appropriate steps for reporting and management. Let's begin. Child abuse is not a single entity. It takes many forms, some visible, others hidden behind closed doors. There are four main categories: physical abuse, the intentional use of force that leads to injury, think bruises, burns, or unexplained fractures; sexual abuse, involving a child in sexual acts they can't comprehend or legally consent to; emotional abuse, undermining a child's sense of self worth through persistent criticism or rejection; neglect, the silent abuse, failing to provide food, shelter, clothing, or medical care. Each type carries its own signs. Some are subtle, some are shocking. Let's walk through the red flags, because early recognition can change the trajectory of a child's life. Physical abuse. Do you see injuries in unusual locations, bruises in various stages of healing, spiral fractures that don't match the story? Sexual abuse. Is the child exhibiting age inappropriate sexual behavior or vocabulary? Are there genital injuries or even sexually transmitted infections? Emotional abuse. Are you noticing extreme behaviors, withdrawal, or low self esteem? Neglect. Is the child consistently hungry, poorly clothed, or frequently absent from school? These signs whisper what the child might be too afraid to say. In 2019, over 235,000 child maltreatment investigations were conducted across Canada. Here's the breakdown. Neglect led the statistics, 54% of cases. Physical abuse came next at 26%. Emotional abuse made up 12%. Sexual abuse accounted for 3%. But remember, numbers only reflect what's reported. The real figures may be much higher. Now let's pause and ask a tough question. Who's most at risk of child abuse? It's not always who you think. Abuse doesn't only happen in extreme situations, it can occur in any neighborhood, any household. Let's break this down. First, the parents or caregivers. Imagine a young parent, barely out of their teens, raising a child without a support system, or a parent battling addiction, or someone with untreated mental illness. Now add a history of being abused themselves. What do you get? A cycle that can tragically repeat unless it's interrupted. Next, the child. Certain children are more vulnerable. Children with disabilities, behavioral challenges, or chronic illnesses may struggle to communicate or cope, and that can lead to frustration in overwhelmed caregivers. And here's something you might not expect: being a twin or multiple also increases the risk. Why? Double the demands, double the stress. Then we zoom out to the family unit. Families living with domestic violence, financial stress, or single parent dynamics often face overwhelming pressure. That doesn't cause abuse, but it raises the risk when combined with other factors. Finally, the community. Picture a neighborhood where unemployment is high, where support services are scarce, where poverty is common. When families feel isolated and unsupported, the risk rises. So, what's the takeaway? These aren't just background details, they're red flags. And we, as clinicians, need to pick up on them, not with judgment, but with awareness. As healthcare providers, we are on the front lines. That means we hold both legal and ethical responsibilities to act when we suspect child abuse. So, what do? Recognize, know the signs, listen to your instincts, document, record facts objectively, what you see, hear, and observe. Report, notify your local Children's Aid Society or law enforcement following provincial laws. Support, ensure the child receives both medical and psychological care. You are not just treating a patient, you are protecting a life. Let's bring this to life with a scenario. A 4-year-old girl presents with a swollen, painful right arm. Her mother says she fell off a chair, but something doesn't sit right. On examination, you see bruises in different stages of healing. X ray shows a spiral fracture, a classic red flag for twisting injuries, often non accidental. So, what's your next move? You call Children's Aid Society immediately. You don't wait for confirmation. Suspicion is enough to act. What happens after the call? Ensure immediate safety. Is the child in danger right now? Medical evaluation, conduct a full physical exam, order labs and imaging as needed. Multidisciplinary approach, involve pediatricians, social workers, law enforcement. Follow up, long term care involves counseling, safe housing, and regular monitoring. This isn't a one time intervention, it's a process. In Canada, the law is clear. Every province and territory has mandatory reporting laws. If you suspect abuse and fail to report it, you could face legal consequences. Remember, you don't need proof, just reasonable suspicion. The law protects those who report in good faith. Let's wrap this up. Be vigilant. Abuse often hides in plain sight. Know your duty. Reporting is not optional, it's required. Act with compassion and professionalism. Every child deserves to feel safe. Thank you for being part of this crucial conversation. Together, we can make a difference, one child at a time.